Yay! Super early in the morning, but we're here. Hello to exactly one person. I don't actually know if other people are watching. I should have the stream pulled up in another tab, but I don't. But hello.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do that too and give you those view hours.
Yeah, we might have some people lurking and not commenting, or it might just be Katie. Either way, hello.
I'll log in as Wally Simmer, so it'll count as like a separate viewer, and I'll chat in the chat.
Oh my god, Can I just say I love the idea of you posting Sims videos?
I know, it was such like a fever dream moment. I was like hanging out with Katie Dracious and Steve, and I was like, I'm gonna start a Sims channel. And then I was like, I have the perfect name. And so I made the email and the channel, and then as soon as I was done, I was like, but why? Why would I do this?
Because it's fun.
That's true.
Dude, I want to start an Animal Crossing channel so bad. And if I did, my name would be Danimal Crossing.
Please wait. Okay, we need everybody in the Discord needs to start a second gaming channel that is a pun off of their original channel name, I think that would just be fabulous.
Well, mine doesn't have to do with my channel name. Mine's just my real name.
Oh, that's true. Just a pun of some sort then.
Meanwhile, that's how my entire channel exists. Was a pun.
That's a really good point, actually.
Like I
did first.
I win.
Okay, well, apparently I'm signed in as Ghost Wallace, so that works too.
That's fine. So you figured out your password?
Yeah, it was in that stream where I was like, oh, I'm fully locked out, RIP Ghost Wallace, and then I was like, but what if I'm not on my desktop computer? And then I did all this like wonky stuff and I got it to work, so yeah. I love how we haven't even come close to approaching the topic.
Yeah, it's fine.
Barely even introed.
You guys want to intro yourselves for the one person who already knows that you exist?
That's true. Hi, Katie. How are you doing, babe?
Yeah, what's going on, man? As a number one Daddy stan, Katie's always here first. I appreciate it.
That's true.
Please start all of the gaming channels because Katie falls asleep to them. If you want, I can recommend at some point, not during the stream because we should get on topic, some very good Animal Crossing channels. I watch quite a few, and they're quality, I'd say.
Yep.
But today we are here because of books and not games.
Everything else.
Well, kind of games. D&D is a game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wallace. And Pages and Paladins. Is it M? Probably, but is it Han? We'll see. We'll let someone answer. Yeah, so we're just gonna hang out and chat, clearly, and do some reading sprints, I figure.
Yay!
Great.
Hello, Violet. What's going on? So what are you guys planning on reading today?
I'm either going to beta read or I'm going to listen to Sandman and do art stuff, maybe.
Nice.
I can't decide yet.
I have 2 books that I've picked for this Machina-thon, Vox Machina-thon. One is a physical copy of a book and one is an audiobook. Now, initially I was going to do Dune, which was going to basically hit every single prompt except for that has to be in your home country. And I was listening to that on audiobook, but I ended up finishing it yesterday and Danny was all like, you have to finish it in a month. And I was like, damn it. I was like, I could just skip and re-listen to the last 2 chapters, but no, I won't do that. So I worked really hard yesterday to find a book with a snake on the cover. And this is the book that had the review on Audible of like, something like it do be gay and it does slap or something like that. So I was like,
I saw that.
And it's called Girl, Serpent, Thorn. And I'm going to listen to this on audiobook. And this is also going to be the book that I listen to at night because I'm cross-stitching a project and I'm kind of doing 2 birds, 1 stone. If I'm cross-stitching, I have to be listening to the audiobook. If I'm listening to the audiobook, I have to be cross-stitching because I'm trying to finish this for my mother for Christmas. So hopefully she's not randomly watching this stream. doesn't even know that I'm on YouTube, so that would
I
be
don't
very
think that your
strange.
mother is watching my stream.
She's actually one of your subscribers. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know I have a channel, but she's definitely no. I'm just kidding. She's not.
That'd be so funny.
And then the book that is like a more physical book that I'm. Oh, also, the audiobook is what I will be listening to at night. I don't know if I said that already. But this book, C.M. Martinez and the Moonlit Beginning of Everything, is about aliens, and it's also about immigration. And I was like, yes, I love that combination of things. It gives me Roswell vibes. Yeah. So this is going to be my physical book that is not time constrained to any specific point of day or activity. So those are the 2 books I'll be reading for the readathon.
Nice. Speaking of audiobooks, I have heard nothing but glowing reviews for the Kith and Kin audiobook.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, right then.
I have
Maybe
my copy
that's
of
why
Kith
I'm
and
buying it
Kin.
then.
I already put it on my bookshelf, and I'm not getting up to go get it now. But I did yesterday make a surprise visit to Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, where is it? I have to buy it. And then
wait, you're not going to go get it? The point of this whole readathon is to celebrate this book coming out.
Okay. Give me one moment.
I was totally standing low effort. That was awesome.
It's amazing.
Oh, it is a tall boy.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it is. Whoops, something fell.
I feel like that's going to be a big print.
Well, it was propping some other books up, and now they fell, so I'm blaming it on you, Wallace. But I have
Look
it.
at her.
It's very tall. Like,
yeah.
So if you saw the picture that I posted on the Vox Machina-thon Instagram, that like little section of my bookshelf was my like D&D section, and I had my dice tray there, but it doesn't fit on the shelf on top of my dice tray. So I had to move my dice tray, and I'm so sad about it. But yeah, I will not be reading this today. I'm saving it for later in the month because I'm assuming we're going to have a live stream discussing it because that's how readathons happen usually. So instead.
Wait, does that mean I have to read 3 books this month? Oh, man.
Did you forget?
Wallace. I just to make you feel better. So I have the book I'm beta reading.
Yeah.
Right. Which I didn't mention on the video. Then I was going to read Golden Compass, but I couldn't get my paws on it.
Actually, wait, pause though. I don't know if you're an audiobook person, but literally the His Dark Materials audiobook is like one of the best audiobook experiences ever because it's a full cast. And it's got like...
Oh, that's dope.
It's so amazing. So I don't know if you've got like an Audible code for one free book or something, but if you have one, I know, Catherine, stop.
Also, hello, Nikki. Didn't mean to ignore you there for a second.
There's also Sandman. I was also contemplating doing The Witching Hour again.
Okay. Wow.
And I feel like there was one because I feel like my total was 4. And I don't remember.
Wait, do we get to count the books that we're beta reading in our...
I did.
Sure.
Because, yeah, like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Oh, as I was saying before, Wallace heckled me into getting the book. The audiobook is only $15 as compared to the $28 that this hardcover cost me in American money. I don't know about Canadian money, Crystal. I don't know the conversion rate.
We're looking at 18 and then 36.
Okay.
Respectively.
And then the audiobook is narrated by Robbie Damon.
Oh no!
But Liam and Laura do Vax and Vex.
I've heard both.
Yes. I've heard nothing but amazing reviews about it. And I'm not even an audiobook person, but I might get it to like listen to it as I'm reading along. I think that might be the move because I'm a little bit in love with Robbie Damon.
Wait, I do have a question. Is there a snake on the cover of Gimmick? Because if there is, then I can shunt off one of the books that I picked for this one.
No.
Dang it!
It has Vax and Vex, but it like fades out before it shows their waist, so you can't see if Vax is wearing his snake belt.
What about on the back cover? Is there a snake?
No, this is the back cover. It just says, "And whatever happens, we'll always be together, right? Always, and no matter what happens." And then it's just got the 3 daggers and an arrow, which I love this logo.
That's beautiful.
That is
cute. Honestly, I love it.
Oh, and under the dust jacket, it's light blue.
spoilers for campaign 1. I'm giving people time to mute. But that, this is gonna break my heart. This is gonna break my heart.
It takes place 3 years before Vox Machina becomes a thing, so I think it's.
But the context of it all is gonna break my heart.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean, you could always say there's a snake on the cover because it's implied because we all know what Vax is always wearing.
Well, but he wouldn't
did
have
he
Simon
have
yet.
Simon yet?
Oh yeah, I guess it depends when he got Simon.
Yeah, didn't he get it? When did he get it? Before,
It's
he got it
since I watched the show, man. I don't remember.
He had Simon. I'm pretty sure he had Simon by. This is all conjecture. I want to really. Not that there are any like insane diehard stands, Critical Role stands in here, but I suddenly got very nervous, like there was a disturbance in the force. I believe he had Simon already by the first episode because but that you're right, he got Simon during the Vox Machina adventures at their home game. So, but now I feel like maybe I'm incorrect.
I got this.
Well, as Crystal is researching, I'll tell you about the book I actually am reading, which you can't see because I took the dust jacket off, but it is The Serpent's Shadow by Riordan.
Oh, that's such a good one.
It has Serpent in the title, so it works, but also on the dust jacket, which is actually blocked by my name on the little thing, it's on my small bookshelf back there. It's just blocked. It has the whole serpent on it, so...
Great.
Double counts for this prompt. And I'm reading this one first because I just reread the first 2 in the trilogy last month to prep for this one.
Yeah.
So I want to close that out.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. There are a surprising amount of books with snakes on the cover, I have to say. Like all these people out here being like, oh, I picked Team Vex because of bear books. And I was like, there are so many more snake books than
a lot of titles.
What?
I feel like Serpent's in a lot of titles, especially with like this YA trend of like, I feel like YA heroines have been like these kind of like sneaky, like conniving kind of women lately. Like there's been a whole trend of that like archetype. And so a lot of books have Serpent in the title to like represent that.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Maybe that's just really pulling stuff out of my butt. But
no, I think that's really fair. No, but now that I know the Kith and Kin audiobook is hyped, I'm doing a whole internal restructuring of how things are going to go. I think I'm going to start with that audiobook for my cross-stitching. And I think I'm going to start with that. So I think I'm going to start with Kith and Kin. When are you vaguely thinking about are we doing a closeout stream in which we'll discuss everything? Okay. Wait.
That works.
That would be New Year's Eve though.
Well, it doesn't have to be like the last day of the month. It can be whenever it works for us.
Sounds good.
Oh shoot. I just remembered that I was going to vlog my whole like reading experience because I've never done a reading vlog before, and I meant to film the intro before we started the stream.
Well, you know what? You can always just pretend that you did during the first sprint. Be like, "Oh, we're about to start."
I'm not gonna lie, Wallace.
Fine.
Okay, we're getting behind on comments. Hold on. So yes, it is M. Wallace is not from Arrakis.
No, I think if I was from a world, I would be from Caladan.
What is that?
It's Paul's home world, which is like a water earth type planet, but a lot of water, which is why it's interesting juxtaposition when they go to Arrakis. Doom people, it's very good.
Is the main character named Paul?
Indeed.
That's dumb.
So
why does he have such a boring name?
No, I disagree.
No offense to anybody named Paul.
I totally disagree, and here's why. I think fantasy, Katie, I'm about to call you out here, babe. Fantasy writers, I think recently have really gotten into, this is a fantasy world, and so all the names have to be like really wacky and weird. For me, as someone who's both maybe not undiagnosed, but I highly suspect a little bit face blind, And in general, I have a really hard time. I can picture and I can be in a story so well, but when I'm in the story, all the people have like blank faces for me. So I need names that I recognize to help ground me. Now, every so often having, you know, that name that creates like depth of world is fine. But just, I thought George R. R. Martin did it really well in Game of Thrones, where all of the names were unique, but they were derivative of names that I would recognize. Now, granted, all of those names for the most part are like rooted in Western culture. So like it's very, you know, some names that are going to be easy for me to remember are not going to be names that are easy for other people to remember and vice versa. But no, I appreciate it when there is a one syllable main character name, because I'm like, okay, I know how to say you. And I can just, you are Paul. Yes, great, let's go. And then we can have, you know, the Harkonnens and the Atreides and like, I need a little simple in my life. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I get that. I like when fantasy names, like you said with Game of Thrones, they're like, you can tell that they're fantasy names, but like they're still kind of familiar.
Yeah, like Eddard, but everybody calls him Ned. Like it's super close to Edward, and you're like, okay, I can mesh with this. But sometimes they're, you know, just very unusual, which that's great. And hopefully by the end of the book, you can be used to that name. But for me, especially, it takes a really long time for me to keep everyone straight. If everybody has multi-syllable names with letter formations that aren't super common in my native language. But I mean, you know, but it's up to the author, write what you want to write. But no, I don't think Paul is a bad name. Everybody's been making fun of it though.
I think it's boring, but
basic bitch. Everybody needs a basic bitch in their lives, okay?
What makes me laugh though, and you know, this is again kind of, I'm pulling this from my butt, but everybody on the internet is making fun of the fact that the two main characters of Dune are Paul and his mother Jessica. And they're like, oh my God, Jessica, like what is this? A high school in the 90s? Like what is this? But I'm pretty sure Jessica is a Shakespearean name, so I'm pretty sure he came up with that name. And I think in the 1960s or the 50s, whenever Dune was written, it was not a common name yet. And so I think back then it would have been like if a more mysterious name, like how some people will name their characters Cassandra or stuff like that, you know? So I think it just, because of it became a popular name in the 1990s, it's now got this like Valley Girl vibe to it that it would not have had at the first printing of Dune. So I don't know.
That's a fair point.
Yes.
Em is thinking of doing the audiobook.
For Golden Compass, definitely. I mean, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I tried to find the Golden Compass, and I Googled it, and Scribd was like, yeah, we have the Golden Compass. So I went through all these hoops, making a Scribd account, only for them to be like, psych, we don't actually have it. We just have fan uploads of the PDF of various chapters.
No.
So I'm mad.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Aren't we all in love with Robbie Damon? Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I hope he never leaves.
Right?
There's so many snake books and not enough bear books.
Yeah, y'all Team Vex folks picked the wrong team. So, as proof by the fact that one of the Team Vex co-hosts didn't even show up today. So
that is not. Rosh is just in Australia. It's not her fault.
I think it's her fault completely.
It's not because she couldn't find a book with a bear on it. That's not why she's not here.
Yeah. She was too embarrassed. She's like, oh, no books with bears. I'm just going to stay home. Which you can, I mean, we're all home right now, but you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only two books Katie has with snakes on it are Ninth House, which she doesn't want to read right now, and Empire the Vampire, which is 800 pages long.
That's chonky.
Oof.
That is some chonk right there.
I mean, my choice for book that I'm going to read only at night is Inheritance, which is, I think, 850 pages. So, but we're in the winter, and so it's mostly nighttime. So.
Yeah. Nighttime happens at like 4:00 here.
I know. That is a fun little hack, actually.
That's going to be my read for half an hour before bed every night book.
Nice.
That is nice.
Golden Compass fits perfectly with the bear prompt in Nostalgia Club.
That's fair.
Yep.
Those two did align quite well, I have to say.
Which is why, like, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be like the definite book that I read. That way, I cover both bases. And I just checked, and my library it's on hold.
Seriously, Crystal, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can't do audiobooks. I don't know your life.
No, even the audiobooks on hold too.
Oh,
they're all on hold right now.
Girls, have you ever had an Audible account? Sometimes they'll just give you a free book.
Yeah, that's how I got Sandman, and both the first 2 Blood Ties books. So yeah,
use a different email address.
But then I would have to remember which one has which.
Oh yeah, that is a conundrum. Literally make the email address. This is so I can get Golden Compass at gmail.com.
Hey, maybe if I get my job, hubby will let me actually rebuild, like turn back on my Audible account, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Sounds good.
Katie's making a reading vlog too, but needs to take a shower first to look presentable for it. Yeah, we will get to a sprint in a minute once we get through the comments. Nikki was looking at reading Ninth House, but a lot of reviews said it wasn't good. They wonder if it's because of the other books. That's Lee Bardugo, isn't it?
It is Lee Bardugo. Has the sequel to Ninth House been published yet? I read Ninth House, and I don't disagree with any reviews that you saw that had negative thoughts.
Ouch.
Here's the thing, like it is well written on the page. You know, there's nothing wrong with the way it reads. When you get closer to the end, the pacing gets a little strange. But I just really didn't like the main character. I thought she was quite insufferable, actually. So that was my issue with it. I'm sure other people have other issues, but I did not like the main character.
That's fair. Hello, Anna. What's up? How you doing?
These are 3 orange hearts, by the way. I know they're not showing up on StreamYard, but
thanks, StreamYard. You're lame.
They're showing up fine for me.
Oh, they're showing up as little squares for me, but maybe they're showing up fine on YouTube. So everybody's like, why did Wallace just...
For me, they look like black hearts with little lines through them.
Oh, interesting. No, like
I see them as 3 orange hearts.
Oh, that's so funny.
Huh. The vampire book has easy main character names, Emmeline and Chloe, and the witch book has very short names, Issa and Rasa.
Okay, but Katie, those last 2 names are way too similar to each other. I would 100%
similar.
I would 100% get those mixed up. So it's, I'm just nice.
Seriously. I have an issue with Project Labyrinth with my main character. I've been saying her name is Thea because it's Thea, but I like one of the Animal Crossing YouTubers that I watch. Her name is Taya because she's French Canadian, and it's still Thea. And I'm like, maybe I like that pronunciation better.
I do like that name. It's interesting.
So I might retcon her to just be Taya instead.
I think that's fair. Just as you recognize that most of your readers will just pronounce or read it as Thea.
Oh, totally. I mean, I probably still will sometimes in my head.
Yeah.
But whatever. It doesn't matter. Paul's father's name is Lido, which is short and fun. Why couldn't you have a fun name like that?
I think that's fair.
Thank you for the support, Nikki. You're outnumbering Team Vex. Do dragons count as serpents? Because
I think yes. Here's the thing: if people are gonna let me use the Shai Halud from Dune, the giant worm, then yes, dragons count. Okay,
yeah. We'll let that slide.
I mean, especially depends on the type of dragon you're talking about, because some of the
if it's like an Eastern dragon, 100%. Western dragons will let it slide.
It's about. I think it's about. Definitely if it's one of those dragons that doesn't have hind legs and it just has wings, definitely, yes, I feel like that's a snake. But I think if it is, St. George and the dragon where it's huge and it's got all 4 limbs and wings, I don't know if that's
Is it one of those dragons that moves like a snake? Because then totally. But a lot of dragons when I don't know, in movies at least, I've noticed the way dragons are like animated. They remind me so much of cats.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like the way their bodies move. I don't know.
Yeah, like the dragon from the Neverending Story. I think that would be like a snake almost. But then dragon from Harry Potter, no.
That's fair.
Violet Scribd only has the Golden Compass audiobook in Danish. Scribd just doesn't want us to read the Golden Compass.
I mean, neither does Libby, so.
They are similar for very specific plot reason, Wallace.
Look, Katie, you can say that all day, every day. It doesn't mean I, as a reader, am not going to have a hard time keeping them straight. Okay? So that's all well and good. I'm still telling you facts, babe.
Katie, you're on both teams?
Yeah, that was.
Are you mixing the prompts? Explain, please. Pot-bellied snakes. And His Majesty's Dragon has a legless winged dragon that looks very snaky. Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. I'll approve. Should we read? Should we do a sprint?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, Wallace.
Wow.
I mean, I was just having a good time chatting, but sure. I guess we should read in this read-a-thon.
And
Katie's trying to do all the prompts.
Yeah.
Catherine, you're not trying to do one book per prompt, are you? Because
that's insane.
I have questions.
Oh God. Also, this is a very I'll say this is a very astute comment to make because both Vex and Vax are bisexual, so.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone needed any other reasons to read Kith and Kin, bisexuals. What more do you need?
Nothing. I have a friend of mine who's a big critter, and I told her about this, and she's like, okay, so I went over your video, and I'm doing both because I can.
Yeah.
Like, yes, dear. Should probably tell her we're streaming.
Trying to read 9 books to hit her goal. Oh my God.
Catherine.
Oh, she's bisexual.
Just read some Goosebumps and call it a day, honey.
True. Or manga.
Yeah.
Manga gets done fast. I read Vinland Saga Volume 5 in an hour yesterday. And that's like 2 volumes in one because it's the big omnibus. But that's also what I bought at Barnes & Noble yesterday when I bought Kith and Kin. And I'm obsessed with it, so I had to read it immediately.
Nice.
But yes, so I have a really cute snowy timer for the first sprint. Just why not? This is made by Anya, AS Runner. First, Katie says, figured out that if she reads a book every 3 days, she can do it. Might make a reading schedule to get through it. We wish you all the luck. You can get 25 minutes in here. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, friends, the sprint is over. Oh, goodness, there's so many things to do. Okay, we're back. How did everyone do?
I got some. That sounds weird. I got a little bit of reading. I read about a chapter, and then I tried to get my little tea-short blog thing set up. Promptly got mad at my first tea choice, and made myself a French vanilla coffee.
What was the first tea choice?
The most basic white bitch tea ever, cookies and cream. It was not supposed to be a failure because I've had cookies and cream tea before, but this is an off-brand. Well, it's a brand I've never heard of, and yeah,
That's fair.
I'm a sad panda.
It's a bummer.
Sorry. I spent the first 7 minutes of filling out my Reddit Secret Santa information because all that matching is happening today. And then I went on Audible and I purchased Kith and Ken, and I listened to 18 minutes of it while I worked on my cross stitch. So that's what I did.
How was the first 18 minutes?
It's good, although I will say if I was not already extremely familiar with Critical Role, I would be struggling because it is like name drop, random place, mention of the Osmit Sea. Like it's just, there's a lot of information happening right at the start, but it's Robbie's voice is great, and Laura Bailey doing 10-year-old Vex is adorable. So,
Aw.
yeah.
I started my vlog.
Nice.
And then read the first 2 chapters of The Serpent Shadow.
Okay.
And I forgot how much I loved these characters. Like, obviously, I just read the first 2 books in the trilogy, and it's just, like, been building up. And Carter and Sadie, the 2 POV characters, they're siblings. Oh, my goodness. They're so fun.
Oh, you're doing a lot of sibling books this month, huh?
Yeah, I noticed that when I started reading. I'm like, Kith and Kin, Serpent Shadow, Inheritance is all about, like, siblings and family. And I'm like, there's a little bit of a theme going on there. So, yes, it's very good. Yeah, when I finished those 2 chapters, there was like 3 minutes left in the sprint, and I'm like, should I start reading the next chapter? And then I counted the pages, and there were like 30 pages in the next chapter, and I'm like, I don't want to start a chapter and not be able to finish it. So I just was on Instagram. I saw a video, and it was someone filming their classmate on Zoom, and the classmate had fallen asleep, and a raccoon came and was just like bothering the person who was asleep.
That's a journey.
And then like they just like pushed the raccoon out of the frame while they were still asleep. Then the person like woke up fully, and then the raccoon came back into frame, and then they turned the camera off. And I'm like, I want to know the rest of that story.
Yeah, like a
really.
raccoon or what?
It was strange. I was just perplexed.
I have more questions.
Is the best word. Katie took a shower and got ready to vlog. Nice.
Hi.
I look forward to all of the clips about the many, many books that you'll be reading.
Good luck, Katie.
Nikki laid on the couch and read a few pages. What book are you reading, Nikki? Did you say that? I don't remember if you did. If you did, I apologize, but if not, tell us, because I want to talk about books. I had a question for you guys that I was going to make a banner for, and I completely forgot to. But my question is, what book are you most looking forward to reading this month?
That's not Kith and Kin?
Kith and Kin.
Okay. Kith and Kin and maybe Sandman. Because I've never read Sandman.
Really?
Really?
Oh, I love
shocked?
Sandman. Okay.
It's me. Are we shocked?
Sandman's really good.
I'm actually really looking forward to the Alien book. But also, since we get to include beta reading, I had triple booked myself, and I'm getting through the second book a lot faster than I thought I would. which means I'll get to start Katie's vampire book sometime this month, theoretically. So I'm actually really looking forward to starting that book. So probably that one. I'd say that one.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm beta reading for Crystal this month.
Nice.
And I have to finish I still have to finish my draft first. But spoiler alert, I didn't hit 50k for Nano, and I also didn't even finish my draft of my full story. I have 3.5 chapters left. And so I'm hoping to finish that before next Tuesday, like a couple of days before next Tuesday, because next Tuesday is supposed to be my 3rd Nano vlog. Spoiler alert, I didn't vlog at all, so it's just going to be me talking about how Nano went. So hopefully I finish that soon, and then I can beta read, because I'm very excited for that. But book-wise, I think besides Kith and Kin, I'm most excited for The Shadow of Kyoshi, because I just really, really like Kyoshi. Another book featuring bisexuals, if anyone is interested.
Hi.
Yeah. Nikki is reading The Hobbit. Yes, I do remember you saying that you're going to read the whole of The Lord of the Rings this month, which, good on you. I don't know if I could do that.
All the luck.
Excited to read Lord of the Rings and Ghostwood Song. Ooh. What is that? That sounds intriguing. So Katie is very emotional over you saying that. I don't like the way that emoji shows up on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Why is the mouth open?
Well, you're seeing a mouth open. I am seeing the most saddest expression on the planet. Like, it's just an epic level of like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is my most used emoji, is the ultra sad face.
It's not ultra sad, it's a aw face.
Well, yeah, but it's like near tears.
Yeah, but like tears of happiness. Like, oh.
Okay, it could also be sad. But like, literally I use this emoji more than any other emoji ever. But I really don't like the way it shows up on StreamYard.
That's fair.
Katie says, I think I'm most looking forward to Blood Like Magic, but I'm also beta reading for both Crystal and myself. So very excited to be in those. Lots of beta reading going on this month. Yeah. No, continue.
No, I was like, I figure if I can get the beta reading and at least one of the books that I've picked, I'm going to feel super awesome. And then if I do the other 3, I'm going to even feel better about myself. But like, I've now given myself like minor goals. And if I can at least like get halfway through my goal list, I'm going to feel good about myself, because I don't like my odds.
I don't know if my book counts towards any prompts. At least not for you. Because it's not part of a series. It doesn't have a cover, so there's no bear on it.
Is it set somewhere that's not Canada?
Yeah, that would work. It's,
that's what I thought.
Vaguely
I was gonna
Eastern Pennsylvania.
See, then it does work.
I don't remember the other prompts because I am a terrible host.
It's also being read during the day.
That works. Yeah. All right. That's fun.
I win.
I know. I love like the people who are doing both teams, because since one is during the day, one is during the night, it's basically like, well, now you can just read whenever.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you could pick a book to cover both of those prompts.
Yeah, and just be like, I'm gonna read this book. I think those prompts say only at, so only during the day, only at night. So you'd have to have at least 2 books, and like you read one during the day and one at night. But
I did also say you could double up on prompts. So like,
yep. See that?
But like
wild.
the only kind of cuts through it, right? Like I feel like the only supersedes the doubling up, because the prompt is saying specifically only at night. Or
yeah, but I'm fine with fudging it a little bit.
Okay.
See,
I'm very lenient.
I approve your leniency, because you're making it easy for people like me who don't read often.
That's fair.
Good tears. It's like, OMG, I'm literally dying because my heart is bursting out of my chest. That's my go-to reaction for when someone shows me a picture of a cute animal, is that emoji.
That's my go-to reaction for anytime Stieg drops his layer of sarcasm and actually shows sincerity.
Aww. Nikki says that, what was the name of the book? Ghostwood Song is about a sister saving her brother after he is accused of murder. She has to raise the dead with a whistle or something.
That's
cool.
We do love zombies on this channel. So I might have to write this one down. It's not that all of my favorite books have zombies in it, but all books that I've read with zombies end up as one of my favorites. I asked my only question I had for you guys.
That's fair.
Well, since this is a Critical Role stream, are you guys caught up at all? Or I need to watch the back half of not last week's, but the last episode before tomorrow to catch up.
I didn't watch any of episode 5 is the one that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
Is it 5?
I think it's 5.
Am I
I think
too
this
behind?
week is 6.
F my life. I'm behind.
I'm caught up. I usually watch it while I'm like doing art stuff or like playing video games, so it's like I can get through it pretty easily. And I also don't remember anything that happened because it's been a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, I'm watching it with my boyfriend, and we have so many things that we're watching. We're still trying to finish Cowboy Bebop, which we started in June.
Oh,
And it's literally only 26 episodes. And we still have like 4 to go, plus the movie. But I don't know if we're going to watch the movie. And we're still watching Vinland Saga. We're watching Critical Role together. And now he has like a day job, and I still work mostly afternoon and night. I don't know when we're going to watch anything, so I don't know. I'm not worried about staying caught up.
I do think though that them not having the final week where they don't air the final week is nice because it's like a breather. You know, when they first announced that, I was like, I don't like this. But then as I thought about it, it's like, actually no, that's good.
Nice.
like I can actually work on other stuff on Friday morning.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished Exandria Unlimited.
Oh, me
I have the
neither,
last
which is
2.5 episodes.
It's because my sister and I were watching it together, and she had to go to Canada, and right when we were about to finish, and then they announced the new series, and we were like, oh, like we're so excited to watch that, and then the characters from Exandria Unlimited show up, and we were like, oops.
Yeah, I watched half of an episode, and then like it got to the break, and was just like, yeah, I'll watch the rest tomorrow, and then just never went back to
Tomorrow
it.
never happened.
I never finished the campaign 2 wrap up. I watched half of that and then gave up.
Yeah, I don't think I ever finished that either, to be honest.
I don't even know if I'd started it.
I'm real bad at going back to things and finishing them.
Me too. How are you guys enjoying this campaign so far, campaign 3?
Really like it.
I like it. I think the last episode I was struggling to pay attention more than the first 2, because the first 2 I'm just like, and then the most recent one I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm okay, this is an episode and I'm enjoying it, but I didn't feel the same level of joy as I did like the first couple.
Yeah, I will say, like, for campaign 1 or for campaign 2 and 3, I think, you know, as they start off at these low levels and stuff, and we're dealing with more like political things initially, that there is something to say about the way campaign 1 started, where they were already level 7 or 8 or something like that, and we were flung basically immediately into the Underdark. And I don't know, I feel like that drew me in a lot quicker, even though the characters had all this backstory with each other. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like the beginning of campaign 1 is a stronger way to begin a streaming for me, even though it makes no sense, because like you would think your audience would want like to see the inception of the group and see their beginning and everything like that. But I don't know, there's something to be said for just like kind of dropping your audience right into the middle of the adventure when all the really exciting stuff is starting to happen. So I don't know.
Well, you said Kith and Kin feels like you're dropped right in the middle of it with all these like names and places and everything. Is that like kind of the same vibe, or?
I would say that's different because in Kith and Kin, it's not really dropping you in, it's giving you all the information about the world. I mean, it's not like sitting down and being like, this is the world structure and here are the continents and here's the ruling families. I mean, it's not like that overt, but you know, we start in Riordan and we're just getting all of these names of all the people in the town and stuff. It's very much an exposition-y chapter, whereas in the first campaign of Critical Role, you know, they had the little musical segments right at the start with all the blurred images where with the voiceovers where they explained each character and their backstory, and then the episode would start and no, they are in what's the name of that dwarven mountain?
It starts with the
Craghammer,
yeah.
And like they, you know, Tiberius wants to go and find this like ruling family and oh, there's something happening in the mines and what's going on, and I don't know, I remember really getting hyped for early episodes in that first campaign. And I remember campaign 2 took me a while because it's, I don't want to say small ball stuff because it's not. It was still really good and interesting, but I don't know. But I hear what you're saying, Crystal, about the struggle to pay attention at some points, which is why I now do cross stitch. So I don't go on Reddit or like on TikTok and then fully drown it out, you know?
Yeah.
Because if my hands are busy, then my mind is free to listen. So
I like bullet journaling while watching, which is good because I have a whole bunch of stuff for the new year to set up in my bullet journal.
Oh yeah. Last night I made my Franken planner. I ordered literally RIP my wallet. I ordered 2 golden coils, uncoiled them, and like switched around a lot of the pages and recoiled them. And now I have a Franken planner and a writing notebook for my project for 2022. So
neat. Yeah.
Crystal, what are you going to use to plan in 2022?
I'm not like, I mean, I've never this is going to sound like I'm slighting the idea of bullet journals and stuff like that, but it's not my intention. Is I've never had that experience of actually of doing it. So it's almost, it's like, it's kind of like you're speaking a different language to me.
Okay. Do you plan at all? Do you have a planner that you use, or? Okay.
I'll have like a sticky note on my computer where it's like,
because I was gonna say, like, how do you remember to do stuff? Because I literally, if I don't write it down, I don't remember to do it. Like
me too.
I'm a bit, well, I have a bit of how do I want to put this, an over obsessive personality. Okay. So it's like, I know I have tasks. It's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this.
I wish.
And then I just, you know, I keep at it until it's done, which is why my brain has been nothing but ashes all November, because I did that too much. But yeah, I don't know how to word it. I think of a thing, then I do a thing, then I think of a thing, and then I do a thing, and occasionally stuff gets forgotten, but it must not have been that important.
Oh my God. Literally everything in my life would get forgotten if I didn't write it down. I mean,
same.
Everything. I don't know what it is. I'm very worried for my mental capacity as I grow older. I think I need to like really start strengthening my memory synapses or something, because otherwise I'm going to be one of those old people who literally has no concept of time whatsoever. So
I already don't have a concept of time, and I'm only 23.
I mean, look at all the stuff that I said I was going to do in the beginning of October. Then at the end of October, it didn't happen. And then I completely just, my brain and my body, beginning of November, just was like, nah, see you later. So I'm well aware of the fact that what I'm doing is not correct, and I should do what you guys do, and you guys should teach me your master ways, because brain.
My master ways, honey. I wrote down all the things I wanted to do in November, and like I said I was going to write 7 chocolate short stories, and I only ended up writing 3. One of them, which I wrote during a 25-minute sprint last night. You know, like literally, my nano was 1,500 words. That's what I did. I wrote 3 500-word short stories, and it was such a pain in the ass.
I did have at one point, I had like a whiteboard that I got for one Christmas that I had a list, like sticky notes running down it. It's like, okay, this has to be done by this date. This has to be done by this date. And then I no longer have a place to put it. And as I kept trying to get from under the stairs or get into under the stairs, so we tore that whiteboard apart to use it as a kitty stop plate. So, because broke ass bitch just uses stuff we have at home to do things.
That's how it should be. Use stuff you have. Absolutely.
I just never got another one or never got back to it. So my brain is chaos.
I'm always just on a hunt to rein in the chaos because I really do feel like there's so much potential in a day. But somehow always take away from me.
I just really like lists and like being able to quantify what I've done. And I don't know, Wallace is gonna like this. I don't know if it's because I'm a Virgo or if it's the autism brain or what have you, but like being able to like keep everything in boxes and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then this and then this, and then like I have to write it all down. Like it helps me not freak out.
I think that's fair.
I mean, it all sounds so much smarter than what I do.
Violet also wanted to read Ghostwood Song at some point. She read one of the author's other books and liked it. That's good. It has a snake on the cover if anyone's looking for that.
Ooh.
Good to know. My boyfriend just walked in and he's staring at me.
Uh-oh.
Katie says, I'm so bad at watching things, so she's very far behind on Critical Role, but she's trying to get into crochet, so she'll think she'll catch up.
Oh, Katie. Crochet is fun. You know what you could do, Katie? You can hang out with us in the Discord, and we could all watch it together. We should, like, pick catch-up hours. Like, just instead of doing writing sprints, we're all hanging out in the Discord for, like, 1 hour a night. You know, because if, like, the episodes are 4 hours roughly, you know, you watch maybe like 2 hours the night it airs, and then maybe on like Monday and Tuesday from like 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, we all just, you know, hang out for 1 hour and just watch 1 hour or something to do like a final catch up for anybody who needs it.
See, I like that, but also the issue is then what if the hour is up and it's right in the middle of something?
It's like, I can't stop. I can't turn it off.
I mean,
again, obsessive personality. I would not be able to stop.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, that's fair, I guess.
Katie says, I'm with you on the jumping in during the middle of a story with the characters already having an established dynamic. I think it's more fun to me, so I also find myself a bit bored at the slow parts.
Yeah.
I really like seeing the early stages of like friendships and everything. So I tried watching campaign 1 first when I started getting Critical Role. And video and audio quality aside, I just had a hard time getting into it.
Yeah.
But a couple months later, a bunch of my friends were talking about campaign 2, and it was December of whatever year campaign 2 had started, so there were like 40 something episodes in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll try this story instead and see if it sticks, and it did, and I watched the first 10 episodes in a week.
Yep.
So,
oh my god, that's like a full-time job because that's like 40 hours.
Yep. And it was the week before finals that semester too.
Danny, oh my god.
Yeah.
That literally used to happen to me all the time. Like my junior year of high school, right before exam week, I found out about the TV show Merlin. And literally, instead of studying for my Algebra 2 exam, I watched like the season and a half that was already out on Hulu. And I was like, but it literally happens. 1 year it was with How I Met Your Mother. Another year it was the show called Legend of the Seeker, which was amazing. And I'm devastated that it did not get more seasons. And yeah, I felt like I literally had to institute a no starting any new show basically after Thanksgiving rule for myself, because otherwise I just wouldn't study. The worst one was, it was my sophomore year of college, end of my sophomore year, and my sister was looking for Harry Potter fan fiction. So I just went on and looked like, what's the most popular Harry Potter fan fiction? I just recommended one to her called The Life and Times. So I was like, hey, go ahead and read that one. I haven't read it, but everybody says it's really good. And 3 days later, she calls me sobbing because it's like the best thing she's ever read, but it's incomplete. And she's like, has it been like, you know, abandoned or whatever? And we ended up finding the author's Tumblr page, and she said, no, not abandoned, just on a pause. Spoiler alert, it actually was abandoned. The last time it was updated was in 2013. Anyway, but we didn't know that at the time. So I started reading it. It's literally 37 chapters, and I think each chapter was like 10,000 words or something. Like, it was unbelievably long because it's a Marauders era fic. And it's still one of the most incredible fan fictions I've ever read in my life, but also it's not finished, so I don't recommend it to you because it will literally consume you. But yeah, I started that 4 days before my calculus exam. And it's always a math exam too that I get screwed over.
Fuck math.
But yeah, it was. So I remember I literally was packing up my dorm room, and I was lying on my bed that had been like stripped of everything. My dorm room was just all in boxes, and exams were over, but I wasn't going home until the next day. And I literally laid in bed as the sun rose, and I read and read and read and read and read. And then it was dark out, and I was like, wait, what happened? I literally had spent the entire day reading and had not even been like aware of it. It was, and this is, you know, this isn't in the fall when the sun sets at 4. This was in the springtime. So it's like, it was really aggressive. I tried to get Katie to read it last year, but she didn't. And I'm starting to think that was probably a good idea because it will really suck everything out of you. But anyway, yeah, it's called The Life and Times for anybody who's willing to risk it.
Hello, Elaine. How are you today? Crystal, remember everything is content. Violet did try a planning video once.
I mean, that's why I'm doing these random little tea videos, because I'm trying out teas. I might as well make content out of it.
Yeah.
I think this is in response to what Wallace wrote. Violet didn't write much more.
You make me feel so good about myself, Violet. Thank you. I'm glad you're in this little tranche with me.
Nikki has been trying out Notion, and it's not been bad. Bullet journaling overwhelms them.
Is Notion online? Because I cannot do online planning.
Me neither. But yeah, Notion's a app website thing. I've seen like videos of people like explaining how they use it, and it seems really helpful. It's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
I use Milanote for book stuff, but that's the only planning I do is book stuff.
It's definitely the Virgo.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. So I've been wanting to tell this story in the Discord for days now, but I couldn't figure out how to spell the thing that I have to say, so I'm going to tell it on stream here.
Okay.
So I have this one coworker. She, first of all, she's really annoying. She doesn't know when to stop talking, but that's besides the point. The other day I was at work, and it was the end of my shift, so I was like clocked out and everything, and I was buying some stuff before I was heading home, and so I was at the one register checking out, and she was at the register behind me, like being the cashier because her shift was still going, and she's talking to the customer about like zodiac stuff and everything, and I'm assuming she was trying to say Sagittarius, like, oh, we're in Sagittarius season now, but she said Sagaritus.
Sagaritus, so giving it a hard G. But
like, she was so confident in it, and like, I had to stop myself from laughing. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it was
Sagaritus. Yeah, how would you even spell that? I don't know.
I don't know, but it was just the way it like just came out so naturally. I just stopped and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough when like you've only ever read a word, you know?
Yeah. And also that's like the most complicated zodiac. Like everything else is like
that's a really
Aries,
hard
Leo,
word. Yeah.
but like I don't know.
Sagittarius. Yeah.
I was laughing about it the entire ride home.
I'm never gonna not see it now.
Katie, Sagittarius, heart aches. I think you mean your Sagaritis.
It's
Also,
not
the
Sagaritis.
R and T would be switched.
Mm-hmm. Also, Katie, do you have any birthday plans coming up this weekend, girl?
Yeah, it's in a couple of days. And also,
It's actually in 3 days, but okay.
Wow.
also Lexi's birthday on the same day.
Yes, and Troy Barnes from Community was born on December 4th. I just watched that episode randomly, so I was like, oh my god, that's Katie's birthday.
I've never seen that, so.
You've never watched Community?
Neither have I. Don't feel bad.
I'm not feeling bad. I am recommending it to you. This is how I'm.
When did that come out? Isn't it like slightly older?
Yeah, it came out in 2009 is the first season.
Okay, I was 11.
Okay,
So like, I think I'm not like trying to attack.
Guys,
I feel like I'm a little bit young for
you guys.
the kind of people who
I'm
watch
not
it.
out here attacking you for not watching the show. I'm just recommending it. And this is what I'm going to say. I recommend you start with the episode called Remedial Chaos Theory, which is in season 3. Okay. It's on Hulu or it's also on Netflix. If you have a Netflix account, this episode is 20 minutes and it's going to give you the vibe of the show because the episode starts off normally and then it doesn't. Okay. So, and that's the show. The show starts off not normally. It's just like your normal sitcom of a group of people at a community college. And then it's not about that anymore, that it's about something else. So you really just, I cannot recommend just watching this one episode enough to decide if you're going to like this show. It's called Remedial Chaos Theory, season 3.
Interesting.
That's my spiel.
I don't think I can start something in the middle though.
But Danny, but that's the thing is you're not starting it in the middle. This is a sampler. And then if you like it, you can go back to season 1 and start. I'm telling you, I happened to watch this because it used to be an NBC show. So I happened to watch it on a plane ride because, they always have those random episodes playing, or they used to before they got the choose your own TVs. And it was literally, I was shook. And I was like, I have to watch the rest of the show. And and I'm not the only person who says this. It just happened naturally for me, which was really lucky. But literally anybody who's a Community fan who you ask, how do I watch this show, will tell you to start with that episode because it really gives you everything you need to know about the show in its plot construction and everything. So I'm going to ask you guys on Friday if you have watched this show. It is 20 minutes, and I expect to hear your answers on Friday. No pressure.
I can tell you it's not happening today because after this, I have work for 9 hours.
That's fine. That's fine. Again, it's a 20-minute episode. It's not a huge time commitment. But look, this was just my minute to minister to you guys about Community, having met our Lord and Savior.
Today's suggestion from Wallace is watch Community.
Is watch a season 3 episode of Community called Remedial Chaos Theory, and then decide for yourself if you want to continue. So that's that. There you go. Danny, I think and Crystal, I think you guys would both really love this show. I really do.
I got too much going on.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Here's the thing. I want you to remember this moment because in like 6 or 7 years, you're going to happen to watch the show. It's going to happen, right? You're going to just hear enough, commentary on it or enough references to it. You're like, okay, fine, I'll watch Community. And then you are going to die. You are going to be so mad at yourself that you deprived yourself of this show for that long. And especially because I told you to watch it in the year of our Lord 2021, December 1st. Remember this date. And if you choose not to watch it, just remember this moment.
I will add it to my ever-growing list of things that I need to catch up on. And I'm
add it to the top of your list. I'm not even kidding. It is a 20-minute episode. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's literally like some people, it takes them longer to poop. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, like, It is such a small. Sorry, Crystal.
Do you want to start a sprint? Should we like take a minute?
Sure. Sorry.
Crossroads Demon Wallace has joined us today.
Yeah.
Do we want to do another like longish one? I feel like longer sprints are good for reading.
For reading. Yeah. Sorry, Crystal.
Do you have a timer in mind, or do you want me to just pick one at random from my timer playlist?
Well, it depends on like how long the sprint. Were you thinking like 40 minutes or?
I don't know about 40.
Well, the one that we just did was
25.
Yeah, so a longer sprint is either going to be 30 or 40.
I meant longer as in like in the grand scheme of things on the longer end of sprints, not like longer than the last one.
Oh, let's do more than 30. I feel like it's so hard for me to get into a story in 25-minute chunks. Well, you're the host though, so you do you.
There's a 35-minute.
Great.
Let's do it.
Okay, hold up. Let me remember how to do this.
I might grace you guys with Nicki Minaj during this because I might want to sit in my cozy reading chair while
I noticed that you left for a minute, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah, I had to cut a little case. She was just so cute, and she wanted attention. So.
During a 20-minute.
Look, I'm just like I'm in the mountain.
Yeah, I did read A Winter's Promise. I don't think there was anything else that you recommended that I checked out.
So that just take that in mind. Like my recommendations typically are good, right? So
I don't know if I can say that off of one. I trust you, Wallace, but like
amazing. But okay, but again, A Winter's Promise, like how much of a time investment was this? Whereas watching one episode of Community is only 20-minute time investment. I mean,
you underestimate my ability to procrastinate TV shows. It once took me 3 weeks to watch a single movie.
Which is why I'm saying I'm going to quiz you about this on Friday because I'm adding on that little bit of time pressure. Okay, I'm literally just saying, remember it, Danny. December 1st, 2021, the day you refuse to watch Community.
I'm not refusing. I'm saying I'm going to think about it.
Which means you're not going to watch it. Because you and I have very similar brains, I think, and I know what this is. I know your vibe right now. And this is that, oh, okay, interesting, and then nothing.
All right, we're going to start a sprint.
Enjoy.
See you guys in 35 minutes. Oh, well, this was Elaine's timer, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yay! So Okay, so that sprint is over, and Crystal is missing. It's fine. She'll come back.
No, she's not. She's there.
Hello.
I figured y'all didn't need to see me murder my lunch.
What'd you have?
Just root beer and some garlic and Parmesan biscuits.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
So good. I mean, they're basic Pillsbury biscuits, but they're freaking amazing.
Wallace, did you do anything fun?
I kept listening to Kith and Kin, and I realized that the last 30 stitches I had done were in the wrong color, so I've been unstitching and restitching. So, it happens.
At least you noticed it relatively soon, and not when you finished that section.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative shades of green, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world if I just kept it as is, but about 30 stitches isn't that bad, so I just figured it'd be easier to just unstitch and re-stitch.
This might be a dumb question to ask. How many stitches is the whole thing about? Is it... I don't understand this whole thing.
So it's hard to tell because it's not like a normal shape.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Hold on. Let me just do some quickish math here.
Well, during that sprint, I read 2 more chapters and also got a brownie. Because brownies are for breakfast, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm not good. Everything's for breakfast if it just depends on the time you eat it.
You got a good point there.
I think I read 3 chapters.
Oh, nice.
Lost count. I'm kind of getting into this.
That's good.
Lie.
We had several people pop in and leave, and so I noticed that during the sprint. I'm like, oh no, I can't say anything because I'm not logged into my YouTube on here, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to say hi or bye from my boyfriend's account.
All right, quick back of the envelope math has been completed, and I think it's about 5,000 stitches total.
Oh my god,
that's a lot of stitches.
Roughly.
I remember a couple of years ago I got a little bit into embroidery, and I still have all the stuff for it, but it's been a while, and I kind of want to do some more hands-on stuff like that. But
I enjoy it because it's a moment it's a task that creates kind of a meditative trance a little bit for me. So especially if I love it because it's something I can truly multitask with. Like, I don't know what it is, but I mean, I can't just listen to an audiobook. I'll go crazy. Mm-hmm. But if I'm cross-stitching, I am so hyper in tune with the audiobook. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it, but like a lot of times if I'm just listening to an audiobook, I start to daydream and I daydream off in the world, and then I miss the last 30 minutes of the audiobook. But with cross-stitching, it keeps me present, it keeps me in the moment, and I think it's activating 2 separate parts of the brain or something, because I can be hyper-focused on the cross-stitch and also equally focused on the audiobook. So
that makes sense.
I feel like that because when I listen to audiobooks, I'm usually sketching or drawing, so I understand exactly that. That makes sense.
Renata just popped in. Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Katie filmed a voiceover and is now editing said voiceover because she realized today is Wednesday. Insert that I'm in danger meme.
Indeed. What is this for? Is this a how did Nano go for me vlog? Because I'm just debating if I even want to do it.
Nude.
Then if I don't, though, that will be 4 chocolate short stories that I never post, even though I wrote them. So I feel like I have, because like I did that in the summer for Pilots Fly in Pink Skies. I wrote the story, but I just never posted a vlog because I lost some of the footage and I was so devastated that I deleted all the rest of my footage out of anger. And then, funnily enough, later found the original footage I thought was lost. So it was truly, truly a tragedy.
No.
So, and then I wrote 3 stories this month. So it would just be sad to never post them. Not that any of them are that good, but
I think you should share them.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a quick thing, being like, hey, I wrote these stories, here's how it went.
Yeah. Take the pressure off.
Yeah, I thought about doing like an end of Nano, like how my November went vlog. But then I'm like, I'm just gonna whine for like 20 minutes because this month was a special kind of hell. So maybe I shouldn't do that.
Em was journaling her December TBR. Nice. What books are on it? Always talk about the books. You can't mention that you're going to be reading something and then not say what it is.
Must know all the books.
Elaine read the first 29 pages of The Island Child by Molly Aitken. That's how I'm going to pronounce that. Interesting. What is this book about? Brownies are totally for breakfast. Chocolate is an all-day food.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if it has dark chocolate in it, dark chocolate is more caffeine than coffee. So, and people have coffee for breakfast. So people should have dark chocolate for breakfast. That's what one of my chefs said when I was in school. So it's valid.
I don't like dark chocolate. I don't know what kind of chocolate's in this. It's just a cosmic brownie from like the box you get at the grocery store. I don't know what it is. I'm not like super into chocolate. I like it as like an accent flavor, but cosmic brownies, man, like I am addicted.
Yeah.
Brownies are amazing.
Although recently the ones that I've been getting don't have the little perforation in the middle.
Like, you know how I would not like that.
2 squares, like it's just one big rectangle.
No, I wouldn't like that. I like the perforation because I like doing that.
Yeah, you gotta do that. That's really good.
I've also got the Golden Compass audiobook, so that's exciting.
Enjoy, it's good.
Elaine was thinking of getting back into embroidery too, pulled out stuff a couple months ago, but haven't started anything. Yeah, I have like a whole box of embroidery thread that my mother got me for Christmas 2 years ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I've used maybe 2 colors from it in that time. So probably should actually use it up if I'm going to have it. Violet has a sleeping dog on her lap. That's cute.
Ooh.
I'm very glad Whiskey hasn't yelled at all. She was insufferable this morning. She still is on her knocking over trash cans kick that she's been doing, and is just being really annoying about it. Katie says, funny, you think I vlogged during Nano. It's a planning video for December using her golden coil. Yay. That's so exciting. OMG, OMJ, so cute. Please post a picture in the animal husbandry section. And Katie coming with another OMJ. Those are so good. I just had a full-on childhood flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want one of those now.
It was either cosmic brownies or donut sticks. Those were the thing that always ended up in my
donut stick.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
What is that? Is that a Canadian thing?
I don't know. It's basically like your old-fashioned type donut. Your basic bitch donut, except for it's in like a stick form, and it's covered in glaze. And childhood me thought it tasted amazing. Adult me tried it and was like, oof. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
It's not something you eat as an adult. It's something you eat as a child where you have no mental concept of what good food is.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't recommend to an adult.
For me, it was the cosmic brownies and zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Zebra cakes. My parents have like this friend, like the close friend, and like his kids are like my cousins, but not really related. They're just like friends of the family kind of relationship. And the dad, he works for Little Debbie, and so he used to be my zebra cake supplier for the longest time.
That's incredible.
Like if he needed like a babysitter or something, I'd go watch his kids for a couple hours. He'd come back and be like, "Here's a box of zebra cakes, thank you."
Oh my god, that's what a cheapo. Wait, did he actually pay you to, or did he only pay you in zebra cakes? Because those boxes,
I didn't care about getting paid. Like I was
those
like
boxes were only like $2. So for like a pack of 12. So that is like you were the cheapest babysitter on the planet.
Okay, but like he would also like just give me them anytime I was just like, "Hey, can I have some?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
That's
like
fair.
It wouldn't be just for like doing him favors. That's just like how it started.
Yeah, but like watching kids is like labor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I kind of just sat there and watched TV with them for a couple hours.
Oh my gosh, but I don't know. But I actually really I did the whole 12-year-old business of babysitting local neighborhood kids, but I just realized that it stressed me out so much because I was always thinking, okay, where are all the exits? If a murderer comes in to murder the babysitter, I have to get the kids out first. And this is how, and I grew up on a golf course. And so I was like, okay, we're going to run into the backyard and go out through the gate onto the golf course. And then we're going to run straight across the golf course. And like, we're going to zigzag the whole time in case he has a gun. Like I mean,
wow.
It's amazing. I'm amazed I wasn't diagnosed with anxiety until I was like 20 because like,
wow.
The signs were all there, babes.
I thought I was the only one that clocked exits.
Oh no. Every place I go, I'm like, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I do that now, but as a child, no.
Oh yeah. It's amazing going back and watching like my home videos because you always hear me in the background being like, what if this happens, mommy? And I'm like, like poor little thing. I'm just so scared all the time.
Oh, Wallace.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I clicked on this one or not, but Renata's going to eat lunch. She's then going to start the Fellowship of the Ring. Good luck with that.
Yay.
Tell me when you get to Tom Bombadil, my favorite character. Em says my cat was going crazy a few moments ago because the evil neighborhood cat was making his rounds outside the window.
I've been so lucked out. There's this one cat that when Azza was little, like for the first like 6 months, he'd just sit up on the other side of that window and just stare at her all, you can't touch me, you can't touch me. Because no matter how much she spit and screamed, and because I had the windows open, so it was like all that was separating them was a screen. This cat would just be like, yup, scream all you want, child.
That's so
staying.
Weird.
I haven't seen him in like a few months, so yay. Because watching Azzy scream is probably just like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, we don't come into contact with other cats because we live on an upper floor of an apartment building. But the hamster, Whiskey really likes the hamster. So when she comes out at night, Whiskey just sits there and sometimes she'll like bat at the cage.
Your poor hamster is so stressed.
The hamster is also a little jerk. So anytime we change the bedding, she immediately shoves all of it into her little house and like nestles in it. And then she'll move the wheel so that when she runs on it, it clacks against the side of the cage. It's so annoying.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we have the most menacing of pets who live to annoy. And Em also says that she'll post and share the TBR when it's done. So good.
Yay.
Look forward to it. Violet made muffins this morning at 6 a.m.
What kind?
Yeah. Do you have enough to share with the class? I'll take a moment. Take notes. Muffin timer, brownie timer.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Pages and Paladins can become the go-to location for food-related timers.
Yep. Anytime we talk about food, like the next week, apparently the food we talked about is now a timer. It happened with the toast and the cinnamon roll. So yes, now you have a responsibility.
Tell me you have anxiety without telling me you have anxiety.
Yep.
It's a whole babysitter novel plot.
That's the thing. Where do you think I get the scenario in my head? I just consumed way too much violent media as a child. I just was like, I read about this, so this is a thing that could happen. Like anytime you're like reading a story and something horrible happens, you're like, oh, new fear unlocked. Thank you.
It's just like it's like just a tree.
Yeah.
It's like instead of achievements, it's just like fears.
Yes. Exactly.
This morning I was on Reddit, and the thing was just like, what's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you? And like an idiot, I started reading people's comments.
Can't do it, man.
And this one dude was like, he heard like a weird noise while he was at work, working the night shift, and like went to go investigate. It was nothing. It was fine. And then he went to go leave, and like halfway through his drive home, he realized he didn't have to unlock his car to get into it. It was like already unlocked, and he's like, that's not good. And he like did like a swipe back to check for potential murderers in the back seat and didn't find anything. And then he got home and like went to bed and everything. He woke up in the morning and went to go for a bike ride. And on his bike ride, someone passed him and like flashed him the craziest smile he'd ever seen. And then he realized that person was riding his mother's bike. And then he like went home and like, yeah, his mother's bike was gone and all the car doors were open. Like, are you kidding me? I would die on the spot. Like, instant.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mute.
I muted myself because there was an echo. I would 100%, this is not even exaggeration, call U-Haul that day and have them move out everything out of my house. I would move that day. I'm not even kidding. Like into a motel. I don't care. Like,
nope.
No.
That's when I'm like, I can't read this thread anymore. I gotta go.
That honestly reminds me of a thing that happened a couple days ago to hubby. He was working one of his early ass morning shifts, and he's like, yeah, I was just going on about my day, and I heard this bang. And I'm like, he's like, I didn't think much of it. Like, people are loud, you know, whatever. It might be the stock guys or whatever. But then I heard it again. And he went over to the front doors of his grocery store. It's like this little side entrance. And he just sees this glass spidering just up kind of about like a foot-size hole. And he couldn't see the guy. All he saw was like a silhouette of a dude with his foot in the window, trying to push it open wider. And the guy took off as my husband stood there. I'm like, if that were me, I'm like, how are you not afraid of getting murdered by the guy coming through the freaking door? And he's like, yeah, the guy just took off. I'm like, but what if he didn't? Please don't go investigate this shit.
Oh,
just no.
It's a no from me. On a lighter note, there are yummy timers in the works for this month.
Yay!
Yeah.
New fear just dropped, boys.
That's my like mental notification every 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding.
Oh.
Katie says I would burn down my house, fake my death, and move halfway around the world if that happened to me.
Yeah, especially the creepy smile part, because that's like, I know you don't know what I just did, but I just did a thing. Smile, like no.
It is creepypasta material. Yeah, no, I read like that was like the third comment that I got to, and I'm like, I don't want to find anything worse than this. I gotta stop reading this
because you know there's worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right. Well. We've been going for about 2.5 hours, and that's pretty much how long I planned to go for this, so are we all ready to wrap up now that I've sufficiently freaked you guys out?
Did we ask the people in the comments what books they're reading for?
I asked. I assumed if people wanted to answer, they'd answer.
It was kind of early in the stream, I think, before people got here. So I am curious. While we're wrapping up, can people tell us what books they're reading for the readathon? So we know.
Yes. Share all of the book information. List every book you've ever read.
Yeah.
Katie says one time at work, a guy came in who was super high and kind of creepy. Found out later that night that he overdosed in the parking lot. It freaked me out. Yeah. That freaked me out too. There's this one guy who, when I first started working at the store that I'm in, so this was back in March-ish, he would come in like every day, buy a soda and a snack, and then leave. But he would always be like real weird about it. He'd like linger in the aisles and be there for like hours and then just buy a soda and a snack and leave. And then the one time I was closing And so this was 10:30 at night. It was me and one other person at the store, and he was just walking back and forth in front of the store because it's like in a strip mall kind of thing. So he was walking down like the entire front walk in front of all the stores, and then like my boss like angled herself to watch him go down the thing, and he started like taking his clothes off, and she's like, no, we're leaving right now. Like, we were not dealing with that.
This is why I don't go outside. Okay. This is, I was like, now that the pandemic, hopefully, well, with new variants, who knows? But it's like, now that the pandemic is winding down, maybe it's time to go and put myself out there a bit more. No, it's safe at home. It's safe.
I like home. Home is nice.
Except then you have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my God, Wallace!
So it's fun being inside my head, you guys.
Oh my goodness. I thought I was bad. You win.
Yeah, no, I have anxiety, but it's not like this. It's more, I don't want to talk to people anxiety. Yeah. It's not like I'm going to get murdered in 5 seconds kind of anxiety.
Oh. My goodness.
Crystal, I'm sorry, did you introduce yourself?
No.
I'm gonna read some comments.
Oh, go for it.
Because you asked a question, so now people are answering.
Excellent.
M says, I'm Team Vex. I'm following those prompts. I will be posting my books later on Insta. Looking forward to it. Katie Ann is currently reading Our Violet Ends, and then either Legendborn or Blood Like Magic.
Nice.
I've heard really good things about Legendborn. And I've already read Blood Like Magic, and I enjoyed it. Renata says, I remembered a Reddit post where a girl went to a party full of nice guys and they drugged her boyfriend's drink and almost didn't let her go. It was terrifying to read, but nothing happened. Thankfully, she went home with him safely. That's good.
Just, keep a window open in your room so that if you do have a carbon monoxide leak, you have that fresh air and it'll give you longer to escape.
So
meanwhile, in Canada, it's cold. I can't have windows open.
It's cold here too. Apparently my family almost died of carbon monoxide poisoning and they didn't tell me. So I have a twin sister, but she graduated college a year before me because she did it all in 3 years. And so this was like right before the pandemic hit, like January 2020. It was my last semester of college, and my parents and my sister were the only ones like living back at home. And then the whole pandemic happened and I went home and I was doing something downstairs and I noticed we had a new boiler. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why do we have a new boiler? And my mom's like, oh, it was leaking carbon monoxide and we almost all died. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, like a week after you went back to college, I noticed I was smelling something weird because apparently my mother's one of those rare people who can smell carbon monoxide.
Oh,
she's like, I smelled something weird, but like your father and sister didn't. Yeah, and so she like called someone and they're like, yeah, no, if you had waited like 2 more days, it would have been deadly. And my parents just never told me until like 3 months later. And I'm like, cool, guys.
Thanks.
See?
Yeah. The world is built to kill us, folks. Anyway, happy Vox Machina-thon.
Lights of Prague, Winter Song, and Touch of Darkness are some on the list.
Nice.
Wow, amazing.
Elaine wants to be Team Vax, but 2 books picked. Between these stories and the coffee I just drank, hashtag anxiety party. Yeah. Only 2 books picked. Okay.
Elaine, I also only have 2 books picked. Well, now I have 3 because apparently we're supposed to read the actual book, I think, which I was unaware of. But you just got it. You can double up on some of the prompts.
Yeah, you can finagle things to fit as many as you need, even if it's only like very loosely.
Yeah.
Katie Ann is also going to be reading Lights of Prague 2. What is Lights of Prague? This is something I have to look into. It's 20 degrees outside. I can't. Also hate being super cold because hypothermia trauma.
That's fair. That's fair. So you just gotta pick your poison, I guess.
So good. Been reading it since Halloween, so actually gonna finish it now that Nano is over. Hello, Marta. I hope your 3-hour meeting went well. And we're glad to have you here for just a few
I'm
moments.
sorry that this is the portion of the stream that you caught.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
It escalated quickly. Well, not quickly, but you know.
You guys are just lucky that I stopped at carbon monoxide because I had about 4 more things I was going to prattle off about the way your house would kill you. But I was like, we're just going to sell.
I'm already a mess. I don't need your help.
Reminded me going to go change the batteries in my carbon monoxide and smoke detector.
Do it. That's definitely something to do.
They just came and checked all of our stuff like 3 weeks ago, I think, to make sure everything was in working order. So ours should be fine.
Yeah, when I was in college, each time I moved into a new apartment, it didn't matter how recently they said things have been checked. I always had a maintenance guy come over like the first week we lived there to check the fire detector, the carbon monoxide detector, and the lint in the that, you know, like how some dryers, you have your normal lint tray, but then they also have like a hose that connects into the wall to suck up the lint. I would always make them check that too. Yeah.
Staying vigilant. This is the anxiety stream. No, that was not
my life, man. My life is an anxiety stream. But cross stitching is very good at silencing those.
Katie remembered talking about it on a stream and it sounded so good, especially because she's hoping it to be a comfort, be gay, solve crime, drink blood. Ooh, is this a vampire book?
It is her vampire book.
I mean the one that she's hoping is a comp. Is that about vampires?
Oh, I don't know.
2 books picked cover 3 of the prompts. That's good.
Well, is one of those prompts, are you struggling to find snake? Because apparently we're just letting anything be a snake. Does one of the books have an S in its title? Because there you go.
Okay, Wallace, okay.
Just saying.
Historical fantasy with vampires and monster hunters in the city. Ooh, that sounds up my alley.
I might add that to my list, because duh.
So that does feel like a prompt.
There is already.
So, okay. Well, then there you
go. Okay, friends. Well, that was an interesting conversation. Would you like to introduce yourselves since we never did introductions?
Sure. I'm Crystal. My channel is Crystal's Cluster, where I make a cluster of content ranging from writing, D&D, and gaming. I don't think I've done a video in 2 weeks, and now apparently I'm going to commit to a video every day this month, because fuck me, I guess. The teeth. Oh yeah, Wallace. I never said. I never explained this. I have a tea advent calendar I got from my mother, and so I'm doing like.
Wait, I need you to show it to me right now because I did a tea advent calendar in 2019, and I might need to warn you against it. Hold on.
It is.
No, it's not the same one. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're safe. Wait, hold it up close. I need to see who makes this. Well, show me the.
The brand is right here.
Okay, well, Crystal, this is some old Wallissimo lore. On my channel back in 2019, I was doing daily nano videos, and I had an advent calendar for tea as part of my like daily morning nano rituals. I would get to try the new tea, but this was all in November, so it wasn't really an advent calendar, but whatever. And those were some of the most disgusting teas in the entire world. So you should go and watch that video, because sometimes when I just need to laugh, I go and watch it. There's some gold in my older content that is overlooked.
Well, like I said, I've already tried one. I tried
How'd it go?
I dumped it.
Yeah.
Because it was disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
terrifying, but also fun.
They're gonna be under like I'm gonna try to like 5-10 minutes, so it's not gonna like super be overwhelming. So we'll see what happens. I also might, quit.
Not.
These are all gross. You're not gonna want to hear me go, this one's gross, this one's gross, this one's gross.
See, I thought you were gonna do like a compilation video where it's like a week at a time or something, not like one short video every day.
I mean, I could do that too, but then I can't call them t-shirts.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what you should do is you should have it be you drinking tea and then you gossip. So it's like you say
Spilled the tea.
Yeah, spill the tea. And so you like say, you just give out hot takes of things that you're like, this book is overrated.
Unpopular opinions.
Yes.
Oh,
Does this whole conversation count as part of Crystal's introduction?
I don't know. I'm gonna go put this back now.
Wallace, would you like to explain to all of our friends who are like the only people here already know who you are, but would you like to explain who you are?
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Wallace. My channel is Wallissimo, and theoretically I will be making videos in December. I have about 5 planned. But we'll just see how the procrastination monster affects me. And yeah, stay tuned, I guess. Oh, but also Troublemaker stream this Friday at 9:30 Eastern. I've only been doing this a year. I can't remember what time they start, but I think it's 9:30 Eastern.
Valid.
And it's Sprints and Shop Talk. I don't have the topic yet. I assume we're going to be talking about New Year's plans.
I think the topic should be anxiety.
No, Lord, that'd be such an emotionally draining topic. And I feel like our one last week or last month was kind of emotionally draining. So I want to do just happy topics. But yeah, I was thinking maybe we could use it to be like a planning stream where people come and you don't have to already know what you're going to be doing in 2022, but we can all workshop together and brainstorm and help people solidify their 2022 plans if they so wish. So that might be the topic, or I might come up with something else Thursday night and, not give Katie Seek and Devacia any warning whatsoever. So yeah, come on over to the Troublemaker channel. I don't know if it's linked below or not. If it's not,
you're linked. They'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
As if everyone here isn't already subscribed.
Yeah,
or part of the Troublemakers.
Yeah, and that's me.
And I'm Danny. You're on my channel. Thank you all for everyone coming to help kick off the Vox Machina-thon. There will probably be more streams at some point during the month. Who knows? Nothing's planned. It's probably just going to happen at random points.
Yeah.
Post videos Fridays and every other Tuesday. Stream with Crystal, Marta, and Violet some Thursdays.
Yep.
I'm going to be posting a video every day between Christmas and New Year's, just because I have a lot of content I want to get out, and so I'm committing to that now. Yeah, you all know who I am. So, thanks